Hello everyone, this is Fasana from Fasana's Law, and in today's video I'll be sharing with you all my 7 tips related to how to pass tax in the legal practice course, which is a very short module in the legal practice course. So if you're interested to find out all of the tips, then please keep watching this video till the end. And as I mentioned in my business law video, I do have a cold, but hopefully that will not become a problem in the video, and I'll try to make this again as short as possible considering that it is a short module anyway. So I'm going to get on straight to the tips. And if you don't know anything about tax, it's basically a module where you'll have to calculate something, and that is actually very normal. I actually did not expect the legal practice goal to be any kind of mathematic related, but it did end up happening in a lot of cases and a lot of scenarios. So I'm going to get straight on to the tips as quickly as possible. So the first tip that I would give you in terms of the tax module in the legal practice course, it is making sure that take your time to understand how to calculate things in a tax module. The reason why is because some of us are not really good at calculating things, and that's one of me for sure, because I have not done maths in the past 7-8 years and I completely forgot how to do even 1 plus 1. And it is very important that you take your time and be patient with yourself, and it is okay to take your time to able to learn these things very slowly. And but the most important thing that I will tell you is that if you're a slow learner like myself, then please do start early as much as possible, because then you will have enough time to learn the things and you will not feel belittled or lower than someone else and everything like that. So it's very important that you're taking your time to learn how to calculate things, but do start early to learn how to do that. Number 2 is making sure that you are grabbing all of the questions that are provided to you related to tax and understand the steps on how to achieve the result or the outcome. This is very important, because if you don't know how to do it, then obviously you don't know how to calculate it, which means that you'll get 0 marks in the exam. This is very, very important for you to let you know, because I feel like that if you do not write all the steps, then you're increasing your chances of actually missing out marks, and that's not actually a good idea at all. So it's very important that you are writing down all of these steps that are related to tax and when you're calculating certain level of tax. And this could be for any kind of tax, for example taxable income, income tax, inheritance tax, which are all coming up in the legal practice course module. So it's very important that you are gathering all the questions that are provided to you, whether they might be online or offline, and you gather them all and you start practicing those as quickly and as early as possible, especially if you go back to tip 1 as I mentioned before. The third tip that I would give you in terms of tax is making sure that you understand the tax will more likely to come up in the business law and practice module, which is a previous video that I filmed last week, and also sorry, and also wills and administration, which is a module that it is basically related to probate, wills and estate and all those kind of things. So it's very important that you understand that tax is more likely to come up in these 2 modules in the legal practice course. And obviously there are other kinds of calculations. For example, solicitor's accounts is completely different than, let's say, calculating tax. So these are the kind of things that you have to also understand and remember when it comes to the tax module in the legal practice course, that it is of course different than solicitor's accounts. So do not mix them up and think that they're the same thing. So the fourth tip that I would give you in terms of the tax module in the legal practice course is making sure that you are creating a bundle based on each topic, and you will take that with you in the business law exam. So what I mean by this is that, let's say if you gather in one place all of the income tax related questions, the second bit is all about the taxable income, and the third bit is all about, let's say, corporation tax. So you gather them all and you put them in a bundle in a separate way. In that way you will find it much easier for yourself to calculate that in the exam. For example, the business law is very important that you are creating that distinguishment, or you're creating that division between, so that you know exactly that even in exam a similar type of question that you've already tried before comes up, you will know exactly what to do, and you pick that question out and then you can just copy and paste it and just change the numbers obviously, and then you will be able to achieve the best grade as possible when it comes to the tax module in the business law and practice. And of course, business law and practice, it is guaranteed to come up tax question, whether there might be 5 marks, it could be 10 marks, it could be 2 marks, I'm not sure. But I remember for my exam it was around 5 marks, and I could not really lose it. So I tried my best, but I don't know if I did well or not, but hopefully I did, because I did get almost a distinction for business law and practice. So you can tell I did a lot of hard work for this. And yeah, so please do create a bundle for a divided bits for each type of tax that are available. And of course for inheritance tax, that's completely different. I've already mentioned and talked about that in the wills administration video, which I will link in the description box below. So the 5th tip that I would give you is definitely practice, practice, practice. There is no way out of this except practicing, and of course attempting as many questions as possible. You know, if you are practicing and you see that you're always getting something wrong, please do not be disheartened, because as I said, some of us take longer to understand these things, and that's absolutely okay. You don't have to beat yourself up thinking that the person sitting next to you can do it very easily, but you can't. But the main point is that you need to practice as much as you can to be able to achieve that full marks in the exam when it comes to any kind of tax question for that matter. And the 6th tip, which goes really, really well with what I just said, is the fact that do not beat yourself up thinking that even if you lose marks on this question and you can't do it, or maybe you feel like you didn't do it right or something like that. Please do not beat yourself up about this, because at the end of the day, it's just 5 marks. I think it's about only 5 to 8 marks or something in the exam. So do not beat yourself about it thinking that, oh my god, I failed the exam, because there are other more important questions to be answered in the exam. For example, long essay questions, short essay questions, the multiple choice questions. So you have a variety of different ways of obviously scoring marks and getting higher and higher in your exams. But do not feel worried or do not feel disheartened about it and thinking that you failed it. Please do not do that, because that's just going to take you out of that motivation and the thrill to actually pass the exam. So please do not do that. And the last tip that I will share with you all in terms of taxation is that you could always ask questions to teachers via email or even face-to-face, depending on their availability, obviously. But now, since it is the holiday season, of course, everyone is more likely to be off face-to-face and more doing online work or online communication skills. So it's very, very important that you are using that to your advantage and asking them questions before the exam as much as you can, especially if you do not understand tax like myself. Then it's very, very, very important that you are asking the right questions to the teachers and giving them an example maybe of what you did and why you didn't get it wrong, and then they will point it out to you exactly where you went wrong. And that's very, very important when it comes to scoring the highest number of marks in the exam for tax. And that will be all the tips related to tax. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and if you did, please do like, share and subscribe, because I do make these videos hoping that it is helping someone out there and they are going to be getting the best grades as much as possible. And I cannot stress enough how hard I'm working and how guilty I feel that when I don't upload a video. For example, last week I couldn't upload it because I was sick, so I couldn't upload it. But today I was very committed. This week I was very committed to film as many videos as possible for you guys, because I know exams are coming up and I know how hard a legal practice course is. So I want to help as many people as possible achieve the best when it comes to the legal practice course. So if you like this video, then please do check out for other related videos like this in the future. And also, of course, if you want some sprinkle of law in your life and as well as a little bit of lifestyle and travel, then please do check out my other channels as well. The first one is Fazana's Adventures, and the second one is Fazana's Legacy, which does not have really a lot of content yet, but hopefully from holidays onwards it will be filled with that. I'll see you guys in my next week's video.